official Gullah GeecheeTV Nayshun. Put on and edit that song, Here Come the Rain Again. Or Here Come the Rain Again in Charleston, South Carolina. You're in the Gullah Geechee Nation. We're an eye-level art gallery for the Gullah Geechee Angel Network. Fundraising for our Gullah Geechee Nation International Center. So we're going to let you tune in just a little while to see what goes on the inside while we get out of the rain. Peace. Children, look closely. It is not rain. It is actually hail here in the Gullah Geechee Nation. We're in Charleston, South Carolina right now as the hail is falling from the sky. The storm came in from Berkeley County, coming this way eastward to the coastline, and we are in historic downtown Charleston on Spring Street. And y'all can see the size of the hail right now as about dime pieces. And we're in a building with a metal roof. So we're going to see how long this lasts. God willing, is passing over.
First off, I'd just like to thank everybody for coming tonight. Obviously, it's a little bit of a downpour outside, and it's amazing to see this many people show up for tonight's event and presentation. So congratulate yourselves, and I know you're going to be having an amazing evening tonight. I think this is a very dynamic sort of presentation, group of presenters that you're going to see tonight. So something very special. I know you're going to be glad that you did make it out through the deluge, and that you're not running a race downtown with some other folks that I know this evening, or floating downtown. So I'm going to start. I'm going to introduce the Architecture for Humanity Charleston organization, the sort of branch that probably and pretty much is the reason everybody's here tonight. I know they're going to explain a little bit, but I'm going to just talk about, I've met with Stephen and Nate and some of the other folks that work for Architecture for Humanity, and came to see the last presentation that they had like this, the 20 on 20, and one of the things that struck me was just the diversity of the architects, and that was the group of people who presented last time. It was great diversity of people. So saying that, tonight we're going to expand that even more. We're going to have an even wider diversity of people, types of presenters, and learn a little bit about some of the places that we actually live, and learn a little bit about the culture that is sort of around us all the time. So I'm going to start and say I'd like you to welcome Stephen and Nate, who are going to talk about Architecture for Humanity and the Gullah Geechee project they're working on.
Hold this while Nate talks. I was just kidding.
Thanks for coming, everybody. In May of 2010, our Elder Carly Town approached Architecture for Humanity with her vision for a cultural and traditional healing center focused on the Gullah Geechee culture. Ellie Carty described her vision as a crossroad of culture, a place where people of the local area, both national and international, can come together to learn, heal, and contribute to humanity through working with the Gullah Geechee community, where she loves to describe as a win-win. The EFH design team has spent the past year developing this schematic design package to aid in the realization of Carly's vision. The International Gullah Geechee Camp Meeting Center will be located in Cross, South Carolina. It's a location that positions the center right next to Lake Moultrie. It's about 60 miles outside of Charleston, and this place is centrally located within the area Congress designated as the Gullah Geechee Cultural Heritage Corridor, a track that runs from Wilmington, North Carolina down to Jacksonville, Florida. The site sits on Highway 6. It's approximately 2 acres and is bisected by Shortcut Road. The team aimed to design a center that announces itself to visitors while also creating a sense of enclosure and privacy, aiming strategically to place the elements to minimize blocks of the existing tree stand. After a number of visiting sessions with representatives of the Gullah Geechee Angel Network, we developed a program that stresses sustainability and flexibility in all of its elements. Visitors to the site, first thing they see is the 42-foot tall observation tower, which serves as a beacon for the center and provides an excellent vantage point to observe the surrounding landscape and at night stare up at the stars and study the astrological formations that Harry Tubman used to navigate so many of the Gullah Geechee to freedom. The tower straddles a concrete wall, which funnels visitors into what we've been calling the Into the Wilderness exhibit, both a nature trail and a cultural heritage path, which culminates into the courtyard of the center. The multi-purpose building faces that courtyard with a long porch along the large glass southern facade. The multi-purpose building incorporates an adequate amount of storage and mobile partitions to create a truly flex space, allowing the International Gullah Geechee Center to house a variety of events, from lectures to art exhibits to weddings to just a good old-fashioned crab cracking. We also have 2 cabins that shield the courtyard from the crosscut road as well as the parking. The cabins, again stressing flexibility, are partitioned by, it's 2 bunk halls that are partitioned by a series of curtains. They maintain flexibility by incorporating fold-up beds so that they can transform into meeting spaces. Board-formed concrete walls with punched windows enclose the communal toilets, and present an interesting backdrop for the educational kiosks that will mark along the wilderness path. I'll let Steve kind of explain our process.
This project has been it's been unique and memorable for a lot of reasons, but I think what I'll remember the most is the back and forth exchange we had between our 2 groups. We hope to have taught a great deal about building design during this process, and back right at us we got our own little crash course in Gullah Geechee culture. And what's been interesting is we haven't talked as much about the past or the history of the culture, but more so about the future and the challenges that the Gullah Geechee culture faces in sustaining, and just how important a facility like this could be to facilitating that. And when we started to hear some of the things that are up on the screen, and we realized just how important that was, we were happy to be a part of it, but at the same time, especially for me, it was kind of scary to be in a position to be in such a significant position. You probably guessed it, Nate and I are in Gullah Geechee, and not only that, Nate's from North Carolina, but the rest of the design team, we'll just say we're Northerners. And on top of that, we're what one of my colleagues likes to call baby architects. So coming out of the gate, we are Caucasian, Yankee, baby architects. So what business do we have designing a Gullah Geechee Cultural Center? And I guess my answer would be that we recognize these steps, and because of that, we dove in head first with open eyes, open ears, and we've really focused on process as the main strategy to overcome those things. And we hope through the process that we create something that is unique to the building site, but also unique to the culture. The biggest step to process is listening. You have to listen to your client. And the charrette that we showed images for, the main reason we did the charrette was less about building design, but more so about extracting information from our client. We developed a series of exercises, and each one was designed for us to basically listen. And throughout that process, we picked up little things here and there that we think make this unique to the owner. One of the things that we looked at was traditional African-American camp meeting centers that can be found throughout the Carolinas. And one of the things that's unique about those buildings is that they're large groupings of wooden structures that are often put together to form sort of a compound that we tried to emulate in our site plan. And the wooden structures themselves are very simple and elegant, made of wood, exposed wood trusses, and they often have nice simple gable or shed roofs. So all of the images that we're showing you today are what we're calling schematic design. And although it took us nearly 9 months to get here, this is really just the first step to this process. And that we hope that through the imagery that we're showing will help facilitate a successful fundraising campaign for Elder Carly. The reason we did this project, the reason we do all of our projects, the reason we're here today is Architecture for Humanity is built upon a belief that design is a tool that can be used to improve people's lives. And when resources are scarce, like in this particular situation, we feel like good, creative thought can make a world of difference to making things happen. So that is kind of the conclusion of our presentation, and we just want to reiterate, tonight is kind of a celebration. It's a celebration of the end of this scope of work. It's the beginning of what's going to be a successful fundraising campaign for the Gullah Geechee Angel Network. And one last thing, we had lined up a contractor to do a cost estimate for this project. For a variety of reasons it fell through, so at this point I'm asking everybody in this room if you are or know of a contractor that you know can help us with a basic cost estimate. That's what we need right now. So that's it.
I never bought him for our Gullah Geechee Angel fundraising, but now I have someone that from Amsterdam, but joined me to see, and this is the miracle. How are you? I am fine, thank you. Well, now what made you decide to come all the way to the Gullah Geechee Nation for such a time as this?
Well, last year I visited this region and I got very much interested in the Gullah Geechee culture and the language, and I'm studying social cultural anthropology in Amsterdam, and for my bachelor thesis I did a little research on the Gullah Geechee people, and I really wanted to meet them in person, and I really wanted to talk with them, interview them, and learn more about the culture, and that's why I'm here.
Alright, so now you're doing this for college?
Yeah.
So what university do you attend in Amsterdam?
The Free University. They have two, and that's the
one in Amsterdam. So now what's your actual major? What are you majoring in? What's your ultimate focus with your bachelor's?
Well, it's social cultural. That's my focus, and then you can choose your own subject.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So now what made you choose Gullah Geechee to do your final paper for your study?
Well, because I was here last year and I went to the palm plantation, and I met a Gullah woman there, and she was talking about your culture, and she was telling stories about her grandparents, and it was very nice, and she sang, and it was so colorful, and I thought I want to know more about these colorful people. So
outstanding. So it's going to be wonderful for us to get your paper and see exactly what you come back with, because I know you've been talking to me a little bit about language and the importance of language, and then like for instance, on the Chilla and Jordan, on the North Side, and take a move, you know, call a cow, but then they call a poo. Okay, and so it's so interesting to me, language of course, and that means so central to why people know we're Gullah Geechee versus anybody else when they find us. So we're definitely glad that you're here in the Gullah Geechee Nation for a few days, and that you came back again, and so definitely, and when I went to Amsterdam just last month, many of you know that you saw me in Geneva, but one of my stops was in Amsterdam. So I wondered if she was a stalker at first, right? But it was real interesting because one of the things I loved was Amsterdam has so much countryside and so much farmland. And over here, a lot of times we don't see it anymore because like even now we're in downtown Charleston, so y'all know it's no farmland down here. But if you come out onto the islands, we still farm, we still have a lot of food. And all of that. So we're so glad that you're here. Yeah. And so we definitely welcome you. And so now how would you say peace in your language?
Vrede.
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 All right. Vrede.